Hello everyone. Yeah, I don't come again. Today updates not be new news, but now because of one thing when they come up for Africa, when they come up for Nigeria. Now me they bring up this news today. Now our judges for Africa, for Nigeria, most especially for my country, Nigeria, our judges, at least before you go sentence somebody for any case, you go make them transparent enough. You go put them for air. You go put them for make everybody know the reason why. See what this person do. See the lie when he lie. Now make us give am 10 years. Now make us give am 5 years. You go dey pronounce. Everybody go dey satisfied. Now me bring up this video because why? Our judges, when our judge for Africa, for Nigeria, they know they do things the way as make it dey transparent enough. Because why? It is good to learn. It is good make we learn from Western world. You know, there are judges. If they judge case, if they handle case, they give person 5 years, 10 years, and they make it transparent enough to everybody. They go tell you, say, see the reason why we give this person 5 years. See the reason why we give this person 10 years. You go dey air. Everybody go dey satisfied. For example, the case of Ike Ekweremadu, you see the way they handle am, it was very transparent. Everybody see how it goes, how it happened, how it started, and how it ended. Comfortably, they can't pronounce am. They give am the years when they give am. Very clear. Everybody was okay with it. Why they bring up this video? Now because of the case of Peter Obi, Tinubu, and Atiku. At least 3 days from now, e go come up. I just dey pray make dem handle the case the way they take handle the case of Ike Ekweremadu for UK. Because why? UK not be country wey you take dey play. I dey pity for all these boys wey dey say dem be azamen. Dem dey pick for people, dem dey collect money for people. No try and go UK o. No try and reach UK. Just dey do am for African country where you dey. No carry am go UK. If you try am, or you when you say you wan go collect for person, may you just do am, may you take collect. If you try am for UK, you go enter. They go hold you. Not be where you be say you go set or you go bribe this one. You no dey bribe anybody. Your man no dey, your partner no dey there. You go face am. Even our president now, Buhari, if he try am, say he go UK, misbehave, he do anything crime, they go hold am, you go face am. Nothing go stop am, you go face am. So you cannot be controlled to take the play. So it is good make our judges, make them just learn. Let them just handle the case so amicably, make it dey transparent to everybody. They will put am for air. More will know the outcome, the beginning and the ending. Because this case when they come up 3 days from now, not be a small case. So na very big case and a very vital case, which it dey attract everybody attention. We want know the outcome of this case. Because why? Even before the case go court, we all know say yes. See the truth of the case. Even me say when no be lawyer, no be judge. I don't see am clearly. This Ike Ekweremadu case say yes. You know go free. I don't say na. Me I say am. I don't say you no go free. Because you cannot be controlled to the play. More dey wait now. 3 days from now, we go see the result of our own. We will see how our judge dem, whether they learn, how they take learn. And I go bring up the video. Muna see the way they take judge the case, how transparent it is, how good it is. Very, 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 very audible to everybody. Nobody say they go do for they do wuru. They know they do wuru for there. You know, be like Africa, no be like Nigeria. We go wait now. I go bring up the video, Muna Sam. Before I go bring up the video, I go want make you like, comment, and share. Muna share and read the judges, so when I go share, so make them learn, make them see how they take the judge case. I go bring up the video, Muna watch and now. Muna see what they talk about.
Senator Ike Ekweremadu and Dr. Beatrice Ekweremadu, you can remain sitting for the moment. You have each been convicted of conspiracy to commit an offence of human trafficking. You brought a young man to London to exploit him. The exploitation was the proposed donation of a kidney for reward. The reward was to be the payment of money and a chance to work in the United Kingdom. People trafficking across international borders for the harvesting of human organs is a form of slavery. It treats human beings and their body parts as commodities to be bought and sold. It is a trade that preys on poverty and misery and desperation. The evidence shows that those who are impoverished, often living in multi-dimensional poverty, desperate for a better life, and ignorant of the true risks, are sometimes willing to donate their organs for money or the chance to work in the UK. Significant risks attached to such donation without proper aftercare. You each played a part in that despicable trade. You, Abina Abetta, underwent a kidney transplant at the Royal Free Hospital in London in 2021. You said that you and your donor were cousins. That was a lie. The clinicians at the Royal Free and the independent assessors at the Human Tissue Authority were taken in by your lie. They believed that the donor was acting altruistically as a good Samaritan. The transplant went ahead. There is no evidence that the donor has been given the necessary aftercare. It is not necessary for me to make a finding as to whether you exploited the donor. But what is clear is that you learned from your experience that it was possible to manipulate and corrupt the regulatory system by using a fabricated affidavit, by lying about your relationship with the donor, and by coaching the donor to lie. You, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, and you, Dr. Beatrice Ekweremadu, have a daughter, Sonia. She is very ill. She is suffering from FSGS, nephrotic syndrome. She needs a kidney transplant. Everybody has enormous sympathy for her and for the impact on each of you seeing your daughter's suffering. Sonia's uncle, Diwe Ekweremadu, knew Abina Abetta from medical school. He got in touch. Abina Abetta offered to help find a donor. A possible donor was identified. By law, his name may not be published. I will call him C. C grew up in a village where he had no electricity or running water. He left school at the age of 15, and he went to Lagos, where he sold phone accessories from a wheelbarrow in a market. He was earning about 3,500 naira a day, the equivalent of just £7. Tests in Nigeria showed that his blood group was the same as Sonia. He agreed to come to the UK. I am sure that he did not at any point agree to donate a kidney to Sonia altruistically. There was no reason why he should do so. He was not related to your family. He did not know Sonia or any other member of your family. Nothing was put in place to secure his future healthcare needs if he donated a kidney. The wealth and power inequality and disparity between you and C could not be more marked. You, Ike Ekweremadu, are a senator in Nigeria's National Assembly. You have held high political office. You had many staff, including domestic staff, maids, chefs, and drivers. You own multiple properties around the globe. There is evidence of as many as 40. More than £400,000 went into your bank account over a 6-month period. By contrast, C was unable to afford a £25 fare to travel from Lagos to Abuja. You each conspired together to bring C to the UK in order to exploit him. You all knew that was unlawful. You, Ike Ekweremadu, had been part of the legislature that had introduced the law that made that conduct a criminal offence in Nigeria. You, Abina Abeta, secured the visa. You did so by telling a lie that C and Sonia were cousins, the same lie that you had told in respect of you and your donor. You also secured a fabricated affidavit testifying to their relationship as cousins, just as you had done for your transplant. You asked the Ekweremadu family to pay C a fee of £3.5 million. The jury rejected your account that the fee was for his loss of earnings. The fee was paid by you, Ike Ekweremadu. The jury rejected your account that you knew the fee was a scam and that no reward would ever be paid to C. The evidence suggests that a corrupt relationship was established with a member of Royal Free's staff, an interpreter who agreed to help with, quotes, coaching the boy, end quotes, and to provide the, quotes, relevant interpretation, end quotes. You, Ike Ekweremadu, were instrumental in establishing and controlling that corrupt relationship. The clinicians at the Royal Free Hospital once again believed the untruthful account that the donor and recipient were cousins. There was, however, a concern about the risk to C given his age and his ethnicity. After the doctors interviewed him, they were concerned that he was not sufficiently mature and motivated to be an organ donor. This time, the transplant was not approved. There was no report to the safeguarding team and no report to the police, despite the indicators that the donor was a victim of trafficking. Those indicators included the tenuous nature of the relationship between C and Sonia, the limited evidence to support that relationship, and C's clear lack of understanding about the process, and also his reaction to being told that he was at the hospital to discuss a kidney donation. In the course of the trial, Hugh Davis KC suggested that a lesson to be learned from this case is that clinicians must be alive to the risk of trafficking and report cases like this when concerns arise. I entirely agree. After the decision had been made that the transplant would not go ahead, there was a sinister development. A consultant nephrologist and another man examined C at the place where he was being kept. It is not necessary to make a finding as to the true purpose of that examination. but it is easy to understand why C believed that he was going to be taken back to Nigeria for the transplant to be conducted there. On the 3rd of May, when C was due to return to Nigeria, he ran away. He spent 2 nights sleeping rough. On the 5th of May, exactly a year ago, he attended Staines police station. There he saw Sonia Nicholas, a police inquiry officer, and Detective Constable Hannah Paisley. As a result of them carefully listening to C, it was recognised that he might be a victim of trafficking. Arrangements were made to secure his protection and his well-being. Subsequently, each of you was arrested, charged, prosecuted, and convicted. C suffered a loss of his personal autonomy because you kept his passport and exercised control over his movements and his basic human needs. He was put in fear that he would be subject to the forced removal of his kidney without any appropriate aftercare. Now he is scared to return home to Nigeria. As he puts it, he is having to start his life again. Our custodial sentences of 10 years in the case of Obinna Abetta, 10 years and 6 months in the case of Ike Ekweremadu, and 6 years in the case of Beatrice Ekweremadu. Obinna Abetta, stand up, please.